You done?
So this is the start. I always say so at the start of every video. So this is the start of the vlog, and we've got Paul down, which is very cool. I've known about him for a long time. I think when I was anonymous on Facebook and had no profile picture, Paul was one of the first people I added as a friend in the industry. I remember when I got my first profile picture up, it was my first ever topless profile picture from Marbella when I was there with you, Keen.
Yeah.
I remember us being stoked that Paul liked the photo. Do you remember that?
Yes, so we're fine. I remember the picture. I remember thinking, did you think in shape?
Yeah. It's like, Paul liked my photo. So it's cool to have him in the gym, and today we're going to answer questions that we've got from you guys, which is brilliant because we love answering, genuinely do love answering questions that come from ye and not just what we like talking about. I'm after, I had a Skype this morning with a girl in Australia, an Irish girl in Australia, and I spent an hour answering her questions and really enjoyed it. So this is another hour where we, hopefully not an hour, there's another period of time where we're going to answer questions straight from me.
Yeah, Paul, do you want to say before we go?
Just thanks for having me down, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
It's good to have you. I was thrilled when you decided to get more active on social media. I've been saying it to you particularly because I see you the most, that you guys were a wasted entity not being on social. So it's good to be down. Thanks for having me.
We're going to go so with, like Kev said, questions. I'm going to start off the first one with what makes or what made us want to be a PT?
Paul's the guest, so go with him, Paul first.
I think I would imagine all four of us share the same common vision, putting out literally the most relevant and applicable of information to real people in a non-sensationalistic way, and honestly having a direct impact on someone's life to keep them in. I think, you know what really bothers me is when somebody's like, I need to have a six-pack or I need to have this in 6 weeks. I'm like, no, you need to be lean and in shape for 70 years. You need to get that reframe in mind. Yeah. I like the idea of being one of the coaches that's like, right, we're going to prioritize health, we're going to do the things that get you healthy, and we're going to keep you in shape for 70 years so that you don't have to ever have to drastic diet for wedding again. You just tweak a few things.
Yeah.
That kind of message. Health, non-sensationalistic crap, just being the change you want to see. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I suppose when you've seen firsthand through your own experiences how much fitness, lifting weights, eating healthy has helped you, and you fall in love with that process, and then you start imparting all the information that you've learned onto your clients, and you start to fall in love with that process of.
And you watch them start to do things they thought they couldn't do.
Exactly.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, for me, briefly, it's just, I suppose being in a position and being able to help change someone's life positively, it's very gratifying and very satisfying. And that's probably the main reason I got involved. Yeah, it's great. Move on?
Yeah.
Okay, second question. What are the main goals of our clients? So again, I think this is probably similar.
Same. My latest sign up is trying to lose 150 pounds.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. She decided to document her journey because she thinks the accountability would really keep her good. She asked me what I thought, and I said, if it scares the piss, how do you do it? And document your journey.
Yeah.
The thing that we're all kind of doing in our careers, I was like, you're to do the fitness equivalent of that. She's down 10 pounds. She's 140 more to go. I've clients, one might need to learn how to contract a bicep and is missing one piece of information. I have another who literally needs to learn the things that drop 140 pounds. So a wide host of things. I think you just need to be a good people's person. I think if you've good people skills and you're a good people person and you know your craft to a degree, I think you're way better off than if you're a scientific genius.
Yeah, we're actually going to get into that later as well.
Yeah, in the trenches experience, getting along with clients, making them have a fun time is so much more important than the scientific aspects of it, as much as they obviously matter.
Yeah, and just bringing it back to the actual question, it's fair to say I think that the main goals of our clients are to improve their body composition, so to lose body fat.
Yeah. I think everyone's got that one common goal, they want to feel sexier. So
with their clothes on. Yeah. What do our most successful clients have in common?
Compliance. Their compliance levels are probably just...
Another thing I would say, generally our most successful clients seem to be they're the busiest in their personal life, and they more often than not they have like a high-powered job, and time is not, they value their time.
I think what you're trying to say there, Keane, is they have systems in their, so looking at personal trainers, you could look at them and they're so fucking patronizing, as in they think they know it all and they think they're motivating the world to be better people, when a lot of the clients who come to us are far, far, far superior and more successful than us in aspects like business, family, lifestyle, but their fitness is shit.
Yeah.
So what we try and do with a lot of our clients and our successful clients is they have these systems set up that keeps their family happy, that keeps their business happy, that keeps, you know, all the intricacies of adult life happy. And then they come to us and we have a very good system set up for fitness, for helping them get in shape. And that's what they love about us. And because they're used to using these little systems in their own personal lives, when they find a good system like ours for fitness, for getting in shape, that's going to help them be healthier and happier, they just adapt to it straight away. But there's someone who's all over the place outside the gym, it's probably they're probably not ready to make that physical transformation in the gym either.
What about your instances?
My instances, for sure, the one that springs to mind is the ability to deal with constructive criticism the best. Some of my best reframes have been, in fact, I'd say the most common reframe has been something trivial like, did you eat such a way? And they'll say, I didn't have time. And I'll say something like, I need you to reframe that to, I didn't make it a priority. And they're like, you don't know my life. I'm like, no, you're right, I don't. But everyone has 24 hours. And if you prioritize something else, you're going to stay fooling yourself. And that's an unlock. And when you do unlock that, you'll get to where you want to be. And people initially bite back. And usually they bite back because to some degree they know I'm right. Yeah. And the ones that don't bite back are like, fuck. That's true. I did watch Coronation Street instead of cooking my meals, or instead of like eating a healthy dinner, or I did get tired and get a takeaway. I think the people who take constructive criticism the best are generally the ones that excel further, because then you pull away bad behaviours.
Yeah. We went balls deep on that there.
Okay, so the next question we're going to quickly touch on is, what do we think about client exploitation? So I think, Kev, you have a little bit to say.
Yeah, okay, I do. I have plenty to say on this one because it's obviously something very frustrating for me. I do see personal training as a craft and something, I see it as a fantastic job. I constantly echo that, and it's one of the best jobs in the world. So when people take advantage of people coming, so if someone comes to you and they say that I want to lose weight, and you put them doing spinning or TRX training, just eat clean, just eat paleo, you're either one of two things. You know, you're either lying or you're stupid, okay? Because you would have seen this not work with loads of people, and still you're persistent with it. Okay, so either you know it doesn't work, and you're telling more clients that, okay, this is going to help you, when you know it's not, or else you're too stupid to realise you've done this loads of times with other clients, and blissful ignorance is leading your clients astray and making them waste their money. So, are you exploiting clients? Yes, in my opinion you are. Okay, that's not to say everyone who comes through the door and works with us or works with Paul gets amazing 12-week transformations. Not by any means, but at least we're giving them the information that will allow them to progress, and it's up to them how they digest and how they use that information, as opposed to giving bad information.
I think it's the importance of using true evidence-based principle, even if you don't shite on about how much of an evidence-based practitioner you are. I'm not even talking about getting into the fine nuances of insulin sensitivity. I'm talking, do calories need to be tracked for fat loss? Probably. Do weights need to be done to get stronger? More than likely. And does protein need to be adequate? Absolutely. And once you kind of cover those three, they're not really disputable. They're kind of the pillars of changing your body composition. I think once you deliver that, and then personally are able to handle all the variables that like life throws in the way, like, well, I didn't make the gym because my kids were born out sick. That kind of stuff. Once you can culminate the two of like your evidence and your real life shit, and then offer them the most practical solutions, you're on a winner.
Yeah, client exploitation. I've actually I've had a case where I've been training a girl for several months now, and she started at like 78 kilos. She's now down to 69, and she's the happiest she's ever been. Like, she's so healthy, she's sorted out so many issues she's had. During my time with her, I think she took some time away from training with me, because I've given her the tools to, like, so she knows what to do. But she got this inkling in her head that to get to where she wanted to be, she'd have to compete. And she went to another trainer and someone experienced in that area, I'm not going to say any names, and this trainer told her that he would train her and let her step on stage in 20 weeks and compete.
Which would have been a clear example of
client exploitation.
Yeah.
When she came and told me that she's thinking about competing, I told her straight to her face, I was like, you are not competing. I was like, there's no chance. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not telling you what you want to hear. You do not want to compete. And I gave her all the list of reasons why. I'm raging now thinking about it because we care. We genuinely, all of us care. A common theme with us is that we care about our clients and the people we train because they're putting trust in us.
Do you find a lot of the time you're preventing eating disorders?
Yeah.
Like in many ways.
Or
Or something a bit extreme.
You're preventing binge eating. It's like when we get into a number of girls and fellas, right? And they'll say, I want to go on a diet and I want to get in. So I'll give them the general rules, okay. Keep your protein at this, keep your calories at this. If they can't stick to that for 3 or 4 weeks without binge eating or going on the beer, we're not starting a diet. End of story. Because you're not in an emotional, you're not controlling your diet well enough to be able to go on a 10, 12 week just steady regress down calories and adding in cardio. No, we won't be putting you on the treadmill. We won't be. Generally get you healthier. But we definitely won't be putting you on a strict diet.
You spoke about clean eating, and that's a big one because it sounds like a great concept, and then all of a sudden you deal with people who go from avocado and grass to a Mars bar, and they're like, "Fuck! Now I'm going to have 17 Mars bars and start tomorrow."
Exactly.
Instead of going right, 250 calories gone from a Mars bar. I have 1750 left to play with. That'll make 2,000. Yeah, cool.
You can say to someone, like someone comes in and they're like, I ate a Mars bar, like it's not, you're not going to get fat off the Mars bar, but you will get fat off the fact that you ate the Mars bar and you got, oh fuck it, I'll start again tomorrow and then eat fucking the whole pack.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
And then blame the bread that you had because you were a bit bloated after the slice. You develop these causation, correlation things that don't exist. You had 2,000 calories, then you had 2 slices of bread, then you had a little bit of bloated and put on a bit of body fat. The bread! Fucking bread. Nothing to do with the heavily fat laden coconut oil and avocado you had for breakfast with your eggs.
which contributed to you.
Phil Larney said that as well. Like, if you tell someone to go on a low carb diet, which I often do.
Yeah, it's case specific, isn't it?
Yeah, and they lose weight. They're going to associate in their heads, oh, it's the carbs that made me fat. Okay, they might have dropping carbs might have helped you lose fat. That's not what made you fat in the first place. You know,
100%.
Yeah, and so gluten, you remove gluten entirely, and you remove dairy entirely, and suddenly your calories go down. And you have it one day, then you start bloating. You're like, okay, I can never have that again. It's not that.
I think the most successful trainers, clients, anything body composition, don't think or speak in absolutes. Like we're not saying don't do coconut oil or avocado or don't ever eat Mars bars. It's more of a don't think in absolutes about it. Have some, use a little bit of logic, exercise a bit of common sense, that kind of thing. Don't have an absolute theory. Just keep a very open mind to what works for some, won't work for others. Some people like me don't actually enjoy junk food that much anymore, but you love if it fits your macros, for example, don't you? Like I would be a clean eater, but I don't push it on others. Whereas I imagine you've been with more.
The takeaway there is like each case is individual. We went on a slight tangent there. I think all of what we were saying there is it's very it's very applicable and it's good. People need to hear that. But just I think if we were to put it or to caveat over the question about client exploitation, I think one bit of advice that I could give to people to avoid like client exploitation, or something that as a trainer you could something that you could practice to avoid it, would be to tell the truth. If you tell the truth, that's going to take away. That's just like in Dave's instance there, he just told the truth, and that automatically put him in a position where he wasn't going to exploit his client. So
honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, just tell the truth. That would be my one piece of advice.
That's probably the best piece.
Yeah,
honesty is the best policy. If you're 100% honest with your clients, you're never going to exploit them.
Exactly.
And they'll be honest with you in return.
Absolutely.
And that's the most successful foundation of any form of communication, any relationship. So definitely.
Yeah. Okay. There's a question here from Andy. A fan of the channel.
Oh, yeah, he's featured on here before.
Sure. We actually came in with a good question, and it's just for beginners, what supplements would we recommend, and what supplements would we tell people to avoid? So especially as a beginner, because we all know the beginners are the people who come and they're like, okay, what supplements am I taking? So if we were to just give a quick answer to that one, Kev, what supplements? I don't know what your answer is going to be. But people don't.
I'm a bit of a supplement merchant in fairness, because I've found them to be effective with me, you know, through placebo or through actually working, but I have seen them. Plus I've had blood work done in the past, and I've seen a functional medicine doctor, and she's prescribed supplements, and I've seen direct impacts with my health and my fitness goals from them.
Yeah, so if you were to pick four, let's say, four.
Yeah, if I was to pick four, I would pick zinc, vitamin D3, magnesium, and krill oil.
Yep.
They're four of the most commonly depleted nutrients in the world. Now, we'll be the first to say, you know, your protein intake and your calories, they come first, but you will feel better taking some of those supplements. But we won't go into the dose.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And maybe Dave, if you want to take, what supplements would you tell people, especially beginners, to avoid?
All of the above, apart from what Kev said. There's so many supplements that aren't needed. Like obvious one is like BCAAs. There's so many. There's so many. I can't. Like any fat burners,
green tea extracts. Just to emphasize my point. So like, okay, I like taking 3 krill oil or 3 fish oil a day, right? But I was telling a fellow before to have 3 krill oil a day, and he was having 16 pints of Heineken every Saturday night. So he was having more. Heineken. So he was having 8 liters of Heineken every Saturday. Talk about, you know, pissing into a hurricane with these 3 fish oil a day. You know what I mean? So okay, these supplements are great, but let's make sure they're the cherry on top, as they say on the Bear podcast.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. I was going to say a friend of mine is taking L-carnitine for the extra metabolism and sucking down a double nagging of vodka every Saturday night. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the absence of L-carnitine anymore that'll be the problem.
Yeah. What's going to be more effective in that case, giving up the beer or 3 krill oil tablets? You know.
That's the thing with people looking for that like magic pill.
Yeah.
It's more, I think, maybe I'm wrong, it's more seen, say, a physique or a bodybuilder online that lives 99% perfect, and then the L-carnitine is the 1% they're missing. Yeah. But like, if you live 30%, L-carnitine is not the problem.
It's like getting somebody from 20% body fat to 12%. Yeah. And then getting someone from 10% to 7%, all those little small little tiny factors become so much more important. Yeah, exactly. But for sure. Again, for like we said, the question, relating it back to the question, for a beginner, that is, they're just, don't get stuck and caught up in the nuances, just get the basics covered first. So I think we've covered that one pretty well.
Yeah.
If we were to discuss maybe briefly the personality traits that are associated with a successful client first, maybe we've touched on that already, but and a successful PT. Personality traits.
If I was to say it briefly, and I'll keep this as short as possible.
11 minutes later.
They have to apply what their coach is actually telling them to the fullest. Okay, so it's not a la carte. You don't pick, oh yeah, I'll have this for breakfast, but I won't take the lunch. I'll have this supplement, but I won't take this. You know, I'm gonna stick to my calories, but one day a week I won't. You can't pick and choose the bits you like. Be consistent. So over time, consistency. Remember, doing your diet 80 to 90% right for 100 days is going to be 10 times more effective than doing your diet 100% right for 10 days.
Yep.
You know, like that's what I'd say is the key. It's just the absolute key with good personal training clients.
And what about then, what with Paul or Dave, what do you think about, if you were to talk about the personality traits of a successful PT, what would you say for the first? I can think of one off the top of my head.
The first one off, I think we all agree, is just be a people person.
Yeah, I think that's
just be good. Just be good with people, because as we've said before, like, you can be the biggest biomechanic geek in the world, you can know exactly how to perform like a certain movement, but what good is that someone who's just not going to listen to what you say? Or like,
you don't want to be the smartest man on the planet and be an asshole to people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, you don't even have to be an asshole, Paul, but if you're a nice guy but you've no charisma, you're fucked.
Yeah,
they're not going to do what you say.
Yeah. Or how do you plan on getting inside someone's head?
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny? You talk about the traits of a successful coach. Through following various ones, I see so many other coaches that are so successful and they are worlds apart in terms of personality. Like Nick Mitchell was very bulldog, you know, like fuck everything except what I say. Then there's a guy, James Smith, you probably know him. I almost think it's his comedy that gets him the attention that he gets. Then you've Ben Pekulski, and I even think it's his spirituality and focus that gets him the attention that he gets. I think it's self-awareness, owning what you're good at. Like, I think it's knowing who you are, what you're good at, and honestly not giving a shit or not overanalyzing what you're bad at, because that's the surest far way to lose time and energy. Like, we kind of discussed it off camera. You could lose minutes, which transcends into days, into months, into years of not being active and being too crippled to act simply because you are over-analysing the shit that you don't think you could do, when you're robbing yourself of the opportunity to offer your unique traits to somebody else that definitely requires them. And I'm such a big believer in that. That was a big reframe for me about a year ago, when I just literally heard Gary Vee say something like 99%, or everyone sucks at 99% of stuff, they just don't manipulate the 1% of stuff they're great at and offer that back to the world. And I was like, fuck. Holy shit. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, honestly, I was a terrible student. I dropped out of college. I was worried that life was over at 25. I was literally, I would never say I had depression, but I was on the closest brink of it. And I was on the brink of it, man. I was on the brink of thinking life was over, and then I was like, oh my god. That one reframe is like, I'd get on with people.
Just interestingly, we could talk about this again. We definitely won't go into it now because it's really.
Yeah, because I could actually shine
I was the exact same. I dropped out of college, quit football, which I had given so much time and effort to, and I went out of a 6-year relationship all in the space of like 3-4 months. Thought life was over. I wouldn't say I was depressed.
But it's the closest to it you've ever been.
It's closest to it.
Then you realise you have control of your attitude and what you learn, and that you probably do have something that somebody wants to be part of, or that somebody wants. So when somebody comes to you, and you'll definitely know it, they're pretty much saying, "I want the thing you have. Like, you've got something I want. Here's my money. Here's my energy. Here's my trust. Please impart it with me." And then all of the other variables.
And through going through that, I do. You know, it's so cliche, but I do find one of my biggest strengths as a coach, and absolutely, you know, it's one of my strengths in life, is being able to have empathy. So
that's
going
a
through
very
those tough
important factor as
situations,
well.
but going through those tough situations, and the situation that Paul talked about, you develop empathy because you go through and you're, okay, how can I make this person feel better the way I made myself feel better? And that's like, that is the characteristic of a great coach, is empathy. Can you understand your client? Can you understand where they are, and not just fire out a meal plan, or, you know, undulating periodization to someone like that.
It can go the other way, where you project your own crap onto other people. The fact that you talk about empathy, you can go the other direction where you get insecure, and because you haven't made peace with that, and you haven't communicated internally enough to make peace with that, you can project that crap back into the world too. If you're not able to go the other way and understand that people have their own shit, and you need to kind of help them deal with that. And often, you'll definitely know this, fitness is often an outlet for most people to escape the world.
It's a social. It's very social as well.
A client said to me the last day after a tough session, he goes, "Jesus, Kevin, it's just good for the fucking head, to be honest." And we walked out the door, you know, and I was smiling when he left. I was like, he's fucking dead right, you know, that's what he wants. It's just good for the head. You know?
Another girl, she just loves getting away from her kids for an hour.
Very good question, though.
Good question. Do you sometimes see more potential in clients than they see in themselves?
I like that one.
Love that one.
That video. That's a great question as well. They did it in such a nice way. Maybe you could address some of them.
Thank you, Bosub, for the questions. Okay. Do you sometimes see more potential in clients than they see in themselves? I love that question, and that's something that I think the job of a personal trainer is to see more potential in the client than they see in themselves. I don't think there should ever be a situation, ever, where the client sees more potential in themselves.
Yeah, can I revert this actually back just quickly
go.
So we could probably come to the conclusion that another trait of a successful PT is optimism.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure, absolutely. The analogy I always use for someone is, no matter what, house always started with a blueprint. I can provide the foundation, just don't be the thing that prevents the blocks from going up. Like, the house will go up over time if we put the right foundation, right everything in place. And I foresee the beautiful finished product, but you need to be the blocks and the cement and actually go and do the thing almost, if that makes any sense.
Well, like, we've all played under negative, pessimistic managers or coaches. it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. They drain your love of sport away from whatever. So someone comes to you and they just, all they want, I want to lose fat, I want to get in shape. You have to, they probably don't have much self-belief, they probably have a very fixed mindset.
That's the thing, isn't it?
You know,
not the growth mindset that they want to have.
They have a fixed mindset, so they're coming to you and they're hoping that, okay, you can teach them about biomechanics, you can teach them about nutrition, but overall they're paying for your belief in them and the belief that in a few months' time my life could be better, my body could be better, and I could feel healthier. So you do, absolutely, like, it's so important that you believe in your clients and you believe in their ability to improve.
So they have self-limiting factors. If any of my clients are watching this, I've never told any of you fuckers a lie, right? This is an opportunity to say this. Yeah, so I've never told you fuckers a lie, and there's 3 of you that come to my mind already. So if you 3 fuckers are watching, I've never told you a lie, and you're still holding your back with self-limiting beliefs. That's quite a common theme, and I'm trying to. I like to suffocate excuses out of people, but in a, not the, like more of a, why don't you think you could lose to something? Like, why? If you have a set of principles and your actions map to it, like you do scientifically lose to something.
Yeah, and sometimes, look, you have a client and they look at another client in the same gym, in our gym, and they say, oh yeah, she did really well, but that's because she's her, and that's because she's her. And they say, but I can never do that. It's like, no, if you do the exact same thing, if you keep tracking your calories consistently, if you keep eating enough protein and you do it consistently over a period of time, you will get maybe not the exact same result, but you will get your own personal version of that result.
Yeah. And if you help a client catch that negative thought of comparison, that's fucking huge for them as well.
Isn't that why?
So go and compare yourself to, who others are
today.
Yeah.
Compare yourself to who you were yesterday.
Yeah.
We also keep they're great points, because everyone knows, everyone who comes for personal training, I think everyone knows how to be healthy and how to lose weight themselves. Everyone. It's not fucking rocket science. It's all over the internet. People come for accountability and that belief that you need to have in them.
Isn't that why us? Isn't that why us keeping this a personal training gym and not a membership gym is so important? Because when they come here, it's an environment. Other people have improved in the past. There's before and after photos. That guy looks way better than he did a couple of months ago. Yeah. So you can constantly see this every day you come to train. Yeah. And by seeing that every day you come to train, the beliefs,
it's positive reinforcement.
Joe's a great example of that.
That's why great gyms are great gyms, you know?
Joe is a great example of that. I haven't been here too long, but Johnny Fitz from where he was, everyone who always comes in who trains him, he knows, and he's like, Jesus, look at Johnny there, he looks fucking great. Yeah. He looks mighty, like, and then that's the fuel there for their session right there.
Yeah, maybe we don't tell our clients that enough, because like when I get a client who does well, like King gets a client, literally everyone talks about it. All our clients, other clients constantly come up and they're like, oh my God, she looks so much better, he looks so much better. We probably don't tell the client who's looking better that all these people are saying to us.
Do you know what? I actually do that. Joe, who I did that with recently as well, is I did it with 2 girls. You said they're looking well. I said to them, Joe and Kevin said you're actually looking very well. And then because they don't see it themselves. Everyone's their own harsh is looking for
biggest credit. Right, so that's the end of the Q&A. Hope that you enjoyed it. It's fair to say all 4 of us thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, I really loved it.
Will this be one video?
No, this will be 3, I'd say.
It could be split up into 2 or 3. We don't even know how much footage we actually have.